United Airlines may be forced to pay upwards of $1 billion after a federal court ruled to grant nationwide class action status to over 2,200 employees who were placed on unpaid leave for choosing not to get vaccinated against COVID-19 during the pandemic. A judge in the Northern District of Texas, Fifth Circuit, said that all the United Airlines employees put on unpaid leave despite having a religious exemption to the vaccine can join Sambrano v. United Airlines, making the case one of the largest religious discrimination class action lawsuits in history. At first, all unvaccinated employees were placed on indefinite unpaid leave after the lawsuit was initially filed in 2021. United Airlines amended its policy to only place customer-facing employees on unpaid leave, while non-customer-facing employees were given a mask and test mandate. The company's mask and test mandate required unvaccinated non-customer-facing employees to wear an N95 respiratory mask at all times, even though more breathable cloth masks were allowed elsewhere. The mask mandate was required when employees were outside, even in the Texas heat, and while on vacation, and required the unvaccinated to eat alone. Unvaccinated employees said they were also subject to abuse and harassment from co-workers stemming from the scarlet letter policy of having to wear a mask, thus identifying oneself as unvaccinated. A more aggressive policy was also proposed by United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby. He allegedly tried to implement a policy where the unvaccinated would have to put a sticker on their badge identifying them as someone who received a vaccine accommodation to work, but it failed. Kirby announced the mandate without letting his executive team know beforehand, despite Vice President of Human Resources Services Kirk Lemessurier's initial objection that it was unnecessary. In addition to Kirby's failed attempt to enforce visual labels on unvaccinated employees, the United Airlines CEO allegedly requested to make his proposed mask and test policy sound very serious, requesting that employees be automatically terminated after just one violation. People familiar with the case called out a double standard of the company being willing to excuse disciplinary points for the vaccinated but not the unvaccinated, with no safety reason given. They also pointed to how the cabin of an airplane is touted as being incredibly sanitary, which makes it even less likely for an unvaccinated person to contract COVID-19. The court ruled that only customer-facing employees with a religious exemption could be included in the lawsuit, denying the plaintiffs' motion to include those with medical exemptions and those who were subject to the mask and test mandate. If the jury rules in favor of the plaintiffs, each member of the class action lawsuit would be entitled to punitive damages in addition to back pay.